I'm going to talk to you today about change. Why change is so important for us. And often we choose to stay stuck, stay still, stay small, and avoid changing out of fear. Fear we might fail, fear we might show other people up, fear we might disappoint us, fear we might disappoint others. There's a whole load of things why we choose not to change. But I know that the reason that you're listening to this video is because you're looking for some sort of change in your life. And I'm here to tell you what you need to change and how you need to change it. So let's start with how we are as an adult. So if we haven't been through a journey of discovery yet, and this is the beginning of it, you get to a point in your adulthood where you're like, I can't go on like this. I call it like a catalytic moment. For me, it was having children. It was my slow meltdown. It was where I noticed that life couldn't go on as it was. And I was looking for change. When I got a coach and I could understand the root of what I felt and why I felt it, it was this change, the first big change that I could make of how I saw my life, how I saw the way in which that I was behaving and was linked back to how I was as a child. So it's really important. It's not enough to just talk about our stuff and go, I'm just going to listen to a guided meditation and hope that that's going to help me feel better. You've really got to get in there and you've got to do the work, is what I call it. And that is by understanding your past programming. And then you can change the way that you see or felt from those events so that you are changing that event and therefore changing the interpretation and your understanding, because it was a very childlike understanding of the past, to an adult understanding of it actually wasn't about me, it was my parents who felt enough and consequently I felt not enough, or whatever. It was my parents who were angry, I absorbed their anger and I can now let go of it. So once you can go back, you can actually change the way you see things and change the way you feel about things. Once I understood why I felt the way I did as an adult, it was with that understanding that I could really change the way I thought. And I mentioned that I used hypnosis, and that is why I trained as a hypnotherapist, because I found it such a powerful tool. Now, it's hypnosis, it's guided meditation, it's meditation. All of these tools one uses to change literally the neuroplasticity of your brain. You are rewiring to have new beliefs. So you've already got the discovery of why you feel like you do. You learn what limiting beliefs you picked up. You can then change the limiting beliefs in line with how you actually want to feel. The opposite, I felt not lovable. Actually, I am lovable. I felt not enough. Actually, I am enough. I know I'm enough. Everything I do is enough. So you can really start to work on that part of your brain and change it quite literally. And with hypnosis and guided meditation, in order to really see that change, from kids, they like to watch the same TV programs every day, because repetition is how our brains change an old habit into a new habit. It takes a minimum of 21 days to replace a habit. So repetition of the new beliefs, whether you're listening to it on a guided meditation, a hypnosis, you're telling yourself it in your conscious day-to-day life, you're reminding yourself because you're reading books about the new ways that you want to think. So it's really about changing your whole environment. And that is what I did. I went through this process and I would slowly just change little by little, because we can't do it all in one go. Healing doesn't happen all in one go. It happens in layers, and we take another layer away and we change another part of us and another habit and another way we thought. And essentially what we're doing is changing our vibration, because when we have negative thoughts, negative feelings, they are vibrating at a dense and a very low vibration. As we invite more positivity into our life, we are literally raising our vibration. And this is how we start to draw in new and positive things into our life, because we are putting out a vibration that is being matched and coming back to us. The other thing I found as I changed was I changed the way I fed myself. So I would eat food to nourish me, and I made conscious decisions about understanding and reading about why I could really change the feelings that I have, because again, good food vibrates at a high frequency. Junk food vibrates at a low frequency, which is why when you eat it, it makes you feel sluggish and slow and yucky. And we think it's going to comfort us, but actually it has the opposite effect, and we tend to go into a self-loathe after because we feel so disgusting. So when we nourish ourselves with high vibe food, i.e. mostly plant food, but it's food grown by the energy of the sun, and it makes you feel, it gives you that life force. Another thing that I also changed as I started to change was the stuff in which I would watch and fill my brain with. I only read magazines and watch TV programs that make me feel good, that educate me, that grow me, that make me a better person. Because again, if you're filling your mind with fear-based programming, always watching the news, always reading the negative newspapers, I mean, particularly here in England, it is very negative and always judgment of other people. So if you're filling your mind with all that kind of stuff, it's having an effect on your vibration. So I really shifted what I chose to fill my brain with. And it's the same again with social media. You want to be choosing things that make you feel good, not making you feel or go into judgment, not making you feel a comparison, that make you feel good. And actually, I found that when social media first came around, I would just flood my mind with high vibrational quotes, people that I wanted to live like, eat like, clothes that I wanted to dress like. I still am very much into the boho kind of vibe. So I just flood my mind with all the things that I was choosing to be and changing into. And another thing, of course, is music. What we listen to. I have a lot of suggestions of some gorgeous people that you can listen to, which have a really positive vibe. Because actually, if you listen to a lot of the pop culture, it can have quite negative undertones. And I chose not to listen to that anymore. Now, don't worry, it's not that I'm like, oh, it's always like an kind of crazy stuff, although I do love a bit of that. But all of these different things from different areas of your life, your food, your music, your magazines, the way you're thinking, the way you're feeling yourself, you're nourishing yourself, you're choosing to change, because you know what? Change is good. And so often when we're in a place of fear, we will fear change and we will stay stuck. And I know that you want to grow, and that's why you're here. And I know that's why you stuck through this video, because you want to change, and you can do it. You've got to change all of it around you, but slowly, little by little, and you will slowly flourish into a wonderful being. I mean, of course you already are, but you will really propel yourself forward. So remember, change is good.